How can you safely, successfully change careers this year? If you don't know, by the end of this video, you will. I'm Laura Sims. I help people choose and start the right meaningful career, even if they've been trying to figure it out for years. In this video, I'm going to share the 3 C's of every successful career change, so you'll be prepared for yours this year. Career change can be intimidating. It can be overwhelming, and that's because there's so much on the line. Your career is how you access income. It's how you make a contribution to the world. It's how you relate to your broader community. It can influence your life options. It can influence your health, your access to health insurance, your own sense of self. That is too important to leave to chance. I also know you don't want to change just for the sake of changing. A tremendous amount of energy goes into making a successful career change, and you don't want to waste that on something that's going to be a repeat of what you've already done. Even if you had the time to spare to do it all over again, you probably don't have the life force to go through all that again. So it's really important to get it right the first time. The first C for any successful career change is clarity. Either knowing what job you want or what business you want to start. Now, this may sound super obvious, but if you're out there applying for jobs when you're not even sure what you want, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not the time to mess around, to just experiment and see what happens, or to pursue half-baked ideas. If you're going to go get a job, you need to know, what is the job that is going to allow me to contribute in a way that is meaningful for me, that is going to use my strengths, that is going to meet not just my income needs, but is also going to fuel my dreams. What is the job that's going to allow me to have a life outside of work, that's going to have a work culture and environment that is sustainable, that is going to meet my personality where I am, that ultimately is going to feel like I belong here? If you're going to go start a business, you need to know all of that and how all of the stuff you want and need and have to offer aligns with some other greater need in the world. It's not just about doing a thing that is going to be fulfilling for you to make sure you're going to get paid if you're starting a business. It's how does this meet someone else's need as well? That's a lot of moving pieces to get right. To make all of this easier, I guide clients through a very simple process and framework so these different pieces can come together and result in a clear, practical career choice. If you want to know more about how that works, I encourage you to join my free training. There's a link down in the description, the 5 keys to discover your meaningful career. Take you through this process in much more detail. The second C is crossfade. I don't want you to leap and hope the net appears. Again, too much is at stake here. You've got mortgage or rent. Maybe you have kids or elderly parents you're taking care of. Maybe you have your own debt you're paying off. You need to have a practical plan in place. Now, why do we call it a crossfade? Because you're not just going to flip a switch. You're not going to go to bed in one career and just wake up the next morning in a new career. There is actually going to be a transition. I call this a crossfade, where you're fading out of your old career and you're fading into your new career. We need to identify what are the gaps between where you're starting out and where you want to be, and then how do you fill those gaps? Common gaps are financial, making sure that you have some kind of cushion or some kind of plan to get you from here to there. Education gaps, while it's probably not necessary for you to go back to school, you may need to fill in the gaps of your own education somehow. You may have relationship gaps where you just need to meet more people who are doing the thing that you want to be doing or who could be potential clients so that you can launch into your new career, not starting from zero, but starting with strong relationships. Let me give you a quick example. My client Jay started as a project manager and wanted to move into UX UI design. So what she did was get some training around UX concepts and skills. She was able to learn on her own. She was able to do some freelance work and eventually leverage that into getting a full-time position at a software development company. That's what Jay's Crossfade looked like. Then there's Kay. Kay was a full-time stay-at-home mom and had been for several years. She discovered that her right meaningful work was to be a photographer. It seemed like a really big leap for her to go from being a stay-at-home mom to running her own photography business. So the first thing she decided to do was try to get hired as a photographer so that she didn't have to worry about the business building stuff. She could just get better at photography. Also, it would give her family a chance to adjust to her having more responsibilities outside of the home. So she spent a year working as a photographer for someone else, building those skills, building her confidence. And now she's ready to go out on her own, getting her own paid clients, and she's already begun to do so. But both of those are examples of what a successful crossfade can look like. The point is that they both had sensible, practical transition into their new career, and you will need that too. The third C for your successful career change is confidence, both for yourself and in communicating with others. Confidence for yourself. Here's the thing, if you're choosing meaningful work, it's going to ask more of you. And I don't mean in a draining, exhausting way. I mean, it's going to call you forth. And whether it's going to demand more visibility, vulnerability, leadership, collaboration, creativity, we don't know yet. But whatever it's going to ask of you, you've got to make sure that you are ready to step up and answer that call instead of hide out in self-doubt and wondering if you're good enough and if you can do it. Part of this is a shift in identity, and that's going to be important for you, but also in how you relate to others. When it comes to communicating with others, you cannot wait for someone else in a position of power or authority to see your potential and take a chance on you. You also can't expect someone to have confidence in you that you do not have in yourself when it comes to hiring or getting clients. You need to be able to communicate who you are, what you have to offer, and the dollar amount that that's worth. This is not fake it till you make it territory. People will smell, they will sense your lack of confidence and take advantage. If you are willing to accept crumbs, if you're not willing to advocate for yourself, if you're not willing to negotiate for yourself, you are putting yourself in a precarious position. You need a genuine, quiet confidence in your own abilities. This also means that you can make peace when you decide to pass on something or when someone decides to pass on you. Now that you know the 3 C's, which of these do you struggle the most with? Let me know in the comments. Is it having clarity? Is it you don't have a crossfade plan? Or is it confidence? Because you need to be able to nail all 3. If you falter on any one of these 3, your career change is not likely to give you the significant lasting change that you're after and can actually set you back several years. Again, talk about that life force to go through all this again. We want to make sure you get it right the first time. To make sure you get it right the first time, check out my free training, The 5 Keys to Discover the Meaningful Career That's Right for You. I will see you in the free training. Guarantee you're going to learn something new about how to discover the meaningful work that's right for you.